I'm Victoria Cooksey, and welcome to kitchen number 3 since I've been making cooking videos. Today I'm going to show you how to make a chocolatey version of chouquettes. Now, chouquettes is something I've been eating every time I went to Paris, France. Go around the corner, get a little bag of them, and it's a choux pastry, little tiny puff with some pearl sugar on it. And what's great is when you can make the pâte de choux dough to make the chouquettes, you can make eclairs, you can make profiteroles, all kinds of stuff. So it's a good thing to know. But of course, being a chocoholic, I have to add that lovely chocolatey element. So let me show you how to make them. First thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. The sooner you do that, the better, and that goes for any of your baking. That's going to help everything come out evenly and have the oven a nice temperature. In your pan here, over medium heat, I've got 3 tablespoons unsalted butter, 3/4 cup 2% milk, 1/8 teaspoon salt, and 2 teaspoons sugar. And then in this bowl, I'm going to sift together a 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons all-purpose flour. And then I've added a tablespoon of cocoa powder. And today I'm using Askinosie's Philippines cocoa powder, which is a single origin cocoa powder, but you can use any that you like. Let's go ahead and we'll sift that all together. Okay, we're starting to get those bubbles there. I'm going to let it go just a little bit longer. Okay, so now you're going to pull it right off the heat. Dump the flour and cocoa powder all at once. That's a big key right there, all at once. And you're going to stir it, and this literally, at first it's going to look like it's not going to come together, but just keep stirring, and it's going to kind of be a paste. Whether you had cocoa powder or just used flour instead of the cocoa powder, same technique. And then I'm just going to bring it back over the heat for about 30 seconds because I'm just trying to dry it out even more. The more moisture we get out of there, the better this is going to bake up. So you're going to do that for 30 seconds, and then we're going to put it into a mixer. I'm going to put the dough into this mixer. You can actually do this in a food processor, but for some reason I seem to like it better in a mixer, so either way is fine. What I like to do, let me put this in the sink. What I like to do is turn it on a little bit, like that, and I'm just going to let that run for a minute or two just to kind of help cool it off, get a little of that steam out of there because we have to add some eggs in it next. Let this cool off for a few minutes because, you know, I don't want to add uncooked egg to something really hot. That might not be too pleasant. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to turn this back on, add the equivalent of 1 egg. I've got 2 eggs beaten here. I'm going to add the equivalent of 1 egg until it's mixed in a bit, and then add the next one in. First it's going to look like it's not going to come together, but it will. Okay, the first egg is incorporated, so I'm going to add the next one until it's all nice and smooth. This is what it's going to look like when it's all come together, and now we're going to put it in a pastry bag. Put a little of the dough underneath just to hold it for piping, and you're just piping along. Don't worry about these little bits sticking up because we're going to go back and put them down. Took an egg, just beat it up with a little bit of water for an egg wash. You can just go in with your finger and just kind of get those little tips that are sticking up. Then you're going to take the egg wash with a little brush, and I'm just going to brush the tops. We're going to top these with some pearl sugar and some cocoa nibs. So this is a great way if you have a bunch of cocoa nibs at home. Here's another way to use them. I'm going to go through first and just put little bits of the pearl sugar. You're going to do that to every one. Then you're going to come back in with your cocoa nibs and like 3 or 4 nibs on top. You might have to push them in a little bit to get them to stick. Once I've done this to the whole pan, then I'm going to put these in the oven and bake them for 30 minutes and keep the oven door shut the whole 30 minutes. Our timer went off, so I've shut the oven off, cracked the oven door, and now we're just going to let these set in here for 20 minutes. Again, it's just helping get any of that moisture in there out. We want these to have a really good texture, so this just kind of helps that process, but let's take a little peek. Now the time's come where we can finally eat these chocolatey chouquettes with a lovely cocoa powder and cocoa nibs on top and a little bit of pearl sugar for just that little hint of sweetness. Now if you wanted to, you could cut these in half, put a little ice cream, a little chocolate sauce, make some profiteroles out of them. But I think I'm going to eat them just as they are. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my blog, Dark Matters Chocolate Reviews. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and all those good places. And also check out Chocolate Connoisseur magazine, where I do a monthly interview article called Chocolate One-on-One. So lots of places to find me and follow along, and let me know if you made this recipe and what you thought, and look below for all the ingredient measurements. Thanks so much. See you next time.